Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome once again to the Windward Buddhist Temple's virtual Dharma Remembrance service and Fall Ohigan as well. Today, we will be remembering those loved ones who have passed away in the month of September. I will ring the bell, the large bell, after each name is read, and then following the last name, we will go directly to the Sutra chanting, which is Sanbutsuge, and this is found on page 47 of the Red Service book. We will begin the service as usual with the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana. This is found on page 7 of the Red Service book. This would be followed by a chanting of Sanbutsuge and then an aspiration. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. On this occasion of the Windward Buddhist Temple's annual observance of the fall Ohigan, we are gathered here together to adorn the shrine of Amida Buddha, to offer incense and chant the sacred writings and deepen our understanding of the Buddha Dharma. During the fall equinox, when the hours of the day and night are equal, the sun symbolically rises in the east and sets in the west toward the direction of the Pure Land. We gather to listen and meditate upon the teachings of the Buddha Dharma as clarified and transmitted to us by Shinran Shonin. Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. The recitation for today is the 6 Paramitas. Number 1, dana, or giving. May I be generous and helpful. Number 2, shila, guidance. May I be guided by the Buddha's precepts. Number 3, shanti, or tolerance. May I regard the mistakes of others with sympathy. Next, virya, or perseverance. May I do my best in all things. This is followed by dhyana, or meditation. May I reflect deeply on my life through the Buddha's teachings. And finally, prajna, or insight. May I understand the meaning of Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. Gordon Ijima. Lori Ijima Sato. Sally Sakaida. Thumper Miyamoto. Kazunari Nishita. Nobuo Hirota. 도샤 니지간마니 슈코 앵요 가이신 온배 윤약은 주목 묘라이용행 조세무빙 쇼가그나용 고르지보 가이몽쇼징 삼마이지에 이도그무려 슈쇼케의 인타이센능 쇼분호가이 그징징노 그고가이 다이무묘요그누 세송요무 인노시시 진도그무려 그근고나이 지혜징묘 고묘이송 신도나이 성강아사무 다이쇼호 간호쇼직 미브게나 퍼센조잉 타이닝 쇼징 뇨세 삼마이 지혜이조 고세이 도금은 풍요신앙 이사이궁 이사나양 계시읍은 약sen 녹금만 무료다이쇼 신여고냐 구요 이사이 시도쇼붓 분여근호 헨쇼브격 인여고냐 쇼분생아이 부부가게 무슈센노 고묘시조 행시쇼국 묘세쇼징 이직난료 료나사분 독크도나이치 고슈기묘 도조조셋 곡근요나용 니무도소 가도아이밍 도난 이사이 지뽀라이쇼 신넷쇼녀 이동하곡 계락그 안농 호든식명 대가신쇼 오츠강노히 리키쇼쇼역 지뽀세송 지혜무게 조려시송 지가신여 계려신시 쇼그도그슈 가교쇼징 Ninja Fuke Nama Namu Nama Namu Nama Namu Shin Ojo This morning we are very fortunate to have as our speaker a guest minister from the Kaneohe Higashi Hongwanji, Reverend Marcos Jinen Sawada. Reverend Sawada is from Sao Paulo, Brazil. He comes from a temple family where both parents served as Buddhist ministers. He is a graduate of the Sao Paulo University in Brazil with a degree in physical education. After working in various vocations as an educator in sports and events coordinator and owning his own business as well, he moved to Japan. There he taught Portuguese language as well as serving as a translator or interpreter for some government agencies. In 2009, he received his Tokudo ordination at the Higashi Hongwanji Otani sect of Shin Buddhism to be a priest. He then studied Buddhism at Doho University in Nagoya to receive his minister's license in 2011. Reverend Sawada first worked at the Higashi Hongwanji's Honzan in Kyoto before being assigned as resident minister of the Hilo Higashi Hongwanji in September of 2012. And since February of 2021, he has relocated to Oahu and serves as the resident minister of the Kaneohe Higashi Hongwanji. Reverend Sawada is also married to his wife Norma and has a teenage son, Nathan. Will you please welcome Reverend Sawada?
Before I start, Master Enyo reminds us three important things: how to listen with the heart. One, you should listen as you are listening for the very first time. Two, you should listen as the message is for you alone. Three, you should listen as this is the last time you will ever do so in your life. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Sensei Sumikawa, for this invitation. I met Sensei Sumikawa 2 years ago in Naalehu when he was a guest speaker there as for the World Peace Day. And he was a guest speaker there, and at that time we had some Brazilian people, and they needed some translator, and I was there to translate because Sensei Tomioka asked me to go there to help him that way. But was really impressed with Sensei a nice Dharma talk, really deep, profound, and I'm really, can say about Sensei, because Sensei, he has this background as a doctor dentist, and after that, and continue doing this Dharma messenger. I'm really thank you for doing this and the work together. Sensei, thank you for your invitation, Amanda. Today, we are talking about Ohigan. Yeah? Ohigan means go to other shore. In Sanskrit, it's paramita. Parang means other shore, ita, go. Go to the other shore. For us, every Buddhist expects to be like a Shakyamuni Buddha's experience, like a wisdom, a life, have a clever life. But this is called the enlightenment. Higan and the Paramitas go to other shores, or Pure Land for us, has important meanings, yeah, for us. Is our path as a Buddhist. We, as a Buddhist, we have to go to expect to improve as a human being, but this is what we want to talk today. Paramita remind us the path of Shakyamuni Buddha too. Yeah? Not only Shakyamuni, was Dharmakara in the large sutra. When Dharmakara did to become Amida Buddha, he did a lot of how to say, work certain virtues. That's 6 virtues. We can say 6 paramita. As Sensei told us, read before about selfless giving, dana, discipline, sila, patience, endurance, kisanti, effort, energy, virya, meditation or concentration, dhyana, be present in what? And prajna is wisdom. This is the quality, as an example, in the Pure Land tradition. This is a quality we work to get this Pure Land, to fulfill these virtues perfectly, to become Amida Buddha. Through his virtue, attain a Buddhahood, we can go to Pure Land. How can I say to go to Pure Land? These 6 paramitas we cultivate by ourselves. But in our Mahayana sect, Mahayana, no Mahayana sect, but Mahayana school, what the Jodo Shinshu belongs, we have more 4 things that you have to work to, I would say, to improve this spiritual ability. But this last 4 is not for us. This is the virtues you have to work to spread these Buddha's teachings around the world. This 4 is called the upaya, or adaptability, adjustment for different situations, for example. And the vow is the 8th, aspiration, or pranidhana. And the strength of purpose is called the bala. Bala, we have to go firmly in our path as a Buddhist. And the 10th is called the jnana, or nana, is knowledge. Is, I would say, is you have to dedication, be totally focused in what we are doing. This is 6 parameters. Start is to cultivate our character, our Sensei Alfred Bloom used to say. But this last 4, completed 10, is called the work of Buddha in us to make this, spread these teachings of Buddha around all sentient beings here. Of course, I don't know, this is, it's called, the Pure Land is in the west. Do you know why it's in the west? Yeah, it's in the west because west will remind us sunset. Sunset when the light goes, then it's dark. How this relation, if you go sunset, darkness, and Pure Land. This is, for us, is a crucial point in Jodo Shinshu, because we are Buddhists, we have a lot of situations today make us to think about why this situation happened right now, why we are suffering this way with this pandemic, a lot of situations I cannot understand. Why? Then this is a really important time to you think about this Higan. Higan is go to other shore, means ours all path of all of us as a Buddhists. We aspire to be Buddha. We aspire to be enlightened one. Then, but this is not the really simple path. Why this relation of darkness and the Pure Land is here? Because we human, we live in the world, we call it the Shigan, word of passions. This word is Shigan. And the Shigan is the word when we have attachment for a lot of things. And this is the three poisons working for our desires be fulfilled. But more, the things we go, the things doesn't happen like we think we do like to happen. Now this was Shinran realized it. This is something like a darkness. Why is a darkness? Because what I think, what I verbalize, what I act, this is the karma, what we live. But we don't have control about that. Yeah? And when Shakyamuni Buddha got enlightenment, he told, oh, no one can understand this experience I had. Maybe I have to go that way, because if you are trying to explain about that, no one can understand about the experience. But he knew, but if this is the really actual experience of enlightenment, cannot be one thing individual, because individual is something attachment for the ego. If this experience is real, has to be universal, then he understood that he had to be as a wisdom here in this world to spread the Dharma to people has the same kind of experience. Then he decided to stay here in this world, spread the Dharma. But when we say about darkness, is right what I think. In the larger sutra is written, I come alone, I go alone, I born alone, I die alone. What does mean? Everyone here, if you have about 7 billion people in the world, the population, 7 people, 8 billion, each one has his own word, his own way of thinking, his cocoon. Yeah? That way, we think, for example, if I think this Marcos here, and the Marcos Sumikawa Sensei is looking for, or my wife Norma is thinking, is totally different. Yeah? This Marco exists only here in my mind. And everything, since we came from this world, until the last day, we have only this way of thinking. Yeah? Thinking is only the way of our mind works. In what way our mind works? It works in the way when we bring memories of things, or we project from something in the future. That actually, this mind live something we supposed to, is not the actual, because life means right now. In Buddhism, we can say each name, each one. Name is the kanji name, is present heart. You cannot think, only you go in impermanence. There is the reason when you say, I am this, you have attachment for that. And this is every time you are in constantly changing. And we cannot grab this. And only we have is this moment. That Shakyamuni realized about that. He go too deep for his experience of enlightenment. He was realizing he wasn't there, was absent of himself. It's like Shinran realized it. I cannot trust my mind, because when you say about enlightenment, he did a lot of practices, a lot of things endeavor, but he couldn't escape. His master Honen, the same, and the master Zendo, the same, and the master Zendo told, only enlightenment is not our decision, is not we decide. Then we do paramitas, we do, but actually this is not our work. This is come from something beyond this self. How we can explain that? Because salvation is not something related with what you do, what you think, what happened in your life, but overcome all of other things like that. Overcome this karma, your verbalization, what you think, what you act. Because we are able to kill 1,000 people, 100 people, if something, conditions come to do that, as Master Shinran realized. Instead, you want, you don't want, we are able to do that. That, our mind, we cannot, follow everything as a mind, our salvation. Then, salvation is a working of this wisdom working in us, and this make us to realize that why we have this experience is selfless. Because Buddhism, to me, I have my own Buddhism. I do my Namo Amida Butsu in my way. But Namo Amida Butsu doesn't help me. Namo Amida Butsu doesn't make my relation with my son better. Namo Amida Butsu doesn't make me get a good prize in Vegas. Namo Amida Butsu doesn't work for me. This is the reason I do Namo Amida Butsu. How you can understand this is not fit for us. This is salvation, is something come to us, because it's like Sensei Shuichi Maeda used to say, how you can grab your right hand, use your right hand, how you can make correct, or your ego, using your ego, is impossible. That's why this is come from something beyond this self. Beyond this self is the wisdom of Buddha. And the wisdom of Buddha, isn't it? Now this darkness means we don't know nothing. Yeah, because today I can say I like this, but few minutes ago I disagree. I don't like more anymore. Yeah, this is what mind works. And we say, oh, we love all people in this world. Yeah? We have to love, we have to protect all people. You have to be like a compassion with all people. But I saw some, last night, I saw 3 homeless in front of me there, close to the supermarket there. I have food, but I bought that food for my son. Oh, I can give for them, but my son. This is what we are not like we select, yeah? Every time we put grade in everything. This is what in our mind is, cannot be, our action cannot be what we think, what is not, we cannot trust there. As the perfect path as a Buddha, to get there, Master Zendo used to say, you have to be wise inner and out. But Master Honen used to say, no, you have to be foolish, full in full out. Master Shinran, so, oh, this is 2 things is impossible because I'm out, I'm wise every time. Because, and in, I am foolish, actually. This is what the human is, that we don't realize. Every time you only look at outside, others are the cause of our unhappiness, everything out, and you are right every time you are right. But actually, inside, yeah, we act like a wise outside, but inside we are really full. Yeah? This is what Shinran realized. But this is, instead of all of this, we cannot be wise in, wise out, or like Honen said, foolish out and foolish full in. We all are receiving this work of Amida Buddha, benevolence, to make us more rethink about these conditions as a human. And this is Ohigan, is a time to you rethink about this wisdom of Buddha working our darkness. And the darkness and the wisdom actually is the same. We think this enlightenment is some mental experience, some mind experience, or something we feel. But enlightenment is not that. We cannot describe, we cannot say, because all we try to describe, to say, will be from the point of view of this self. We cannot trust. That only we can say is we feel like this wisdom working in our life, in our daily life. I want to share a beautiful story that my mom told me about Nembutsu Fowler's family in Japan. There was a typical family in Japan who they were very devoted to the Buddha's teachings. One day after dinner, the wife of this house was cleaning up the dishes on the table. And then in the table there was a important cup, like her alone, heirloom inheritance of the family. And she didn't realize, and she hit and fell down and broke that important cup. She was scared about how could be the reaction of the grandma. But when grandma came, grandma looked at that situation, thought, oh, I'm really sorry for these things happening. Was my fail because I saw this cup before I go to the shower, but I thought I can clean after come back, but because my negligence, this kind of things happening. I'm really sorry for my fail. Thank you. So sorry, yeah. And when the sun came too, the sun came, the wife's husband. Oh, this cup was my fail. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Because when I was thirsty, I picked this cup because it was close to pick up and easier to pick up. I picked this and drink water that and left that way, and this kind of thing happening. Oh my gosh! So I really apologize for my procrastination. Was my fault. How this kind of episode teach us, show us something important about the fact of break, or that cup was broken, didn't it change? But the people was authentic, didn't try to pretend nothing about to protect themselves. This is show us something, the work of the truth. Yeah, we don't need to change the things because we cannot change, but the direction of how we see the things without try to get some kind of advantage, overcome this self. No one put the self as the priority there. They only live as it is. This is what is important, but this direction could change. I could, for example, they could refuse and say, oh, you are wrong, and start to fight. But they went to the harmonious perspective. Harmonious perspective is Buddha's wisdom, it's not our wisdom. Harmonious perspective means that the eightfold path, right view, right livelihood, right meditation, right. But this right doesn't mean right in your point of view. Right means harmonious perspectives. Good for you, good for me, good for environment, good for everything. Good is not the sense of good we think get some advantage. Good means as it is. As it is. Everything isn't our decision. Enlightenment to get that is not our decision. Yeah, because if this self, we overcome this self. When you do by self, we have our own word. When overcome this word, and this self disappear, selfless, egoless, and the egoless left, and the light of impermanent as it is come to us, and it make us realize how we are all connected. We are all connected. Yeah, everything are connected with everything. We live in Ichinen. Ichinen means one moment, but with this one moment we cannot grab. It's not projection for the future. It's not you come back memories from your past. It's only live this moment. All you need, all we have is this moment only. This is Ichinen. Ichinen is the moment when we stay in connection with ourselves. Ohigan makes us to rethink about our path as a Buddhist. I cannot delegate by myself this kind of beliefs or kind of this. Is only my own religion. We overcome our own religion and we can encounter this Buddha's wisdom. But this Buddha's wisdom constantly is here. Is here as working. This is the reason you can listen to this Buddha's Dharma Talk today. It's not Marcos, Reverend Marcos speaking for you. This is come from Buddha. This is the wisdom of Buddha come to. In Gassho, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
We will conclude today's service with the Gatha Higan, followed by the Nembutsu.
The purest time in nature's realm, in the early spring and fall. These are the days when hearts of life become one with self and all. In the spring, the gentle breezes, in its most sustaining way, lifts our longing spirits beyond the toils of life. The purest time in nature's realm, in the early spring and fall. These are the days when hearts of life become one with self and all. The autumn sky is golden haze in its radiant splendor, tells our searching heart the flow of nature's ways.
Namo Amida, Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida, Namo Amida Butsu. I am without shame and self-reproach, and completely lack a mind of truth and sincerity. Because the name is directed by Amida, however, its virtues fill the 10 quarters, embracing me completely, bringing me to the other shore. Namo Amidabutsu, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu. Well, thank you very much for attending this virtual Dharma service, and I'm sure that you have enjoyed and gotten a lot out of Reverend Sawada's Dharma Talk. Please join us again next Sunday as we will have another virtual service. Thank you. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Remain healthy. Goodbye.